Artists and Issues of Today by Jaylene Rosales and Isabella Enriquez. In our presentation, we will be talking about some current events that have been very impactful to today's world, and specifically how certain artists bring awareness and attention to these issues through their artwork.
The first topic that we will bring your attention to is the violence against women in Mexico, also known as femicide, which is the intentional killing of a woman or girl perpetrated by a man specifically due to her gender, and how this issue has turned into a full-scale pandemic that has been affecting Mexican women for the past 50 years.
The Mexican government first recognized femicide as a crime when a string of 370 gender-based murders were carried out in Chihuahua, Mexico throughout the 1990s. These crimes can fall into one of two categories: intimate and non-intimate femicide. Intimate crimes can be carried out by current or former partners and even family members or friends. Non-intimate femicide is carried out by individuals having no relation to the victim. This may include gang violence, human trafficking, and sexual violence. This issue has since skyrocketed when in the span of 5 years, from 2007 to 2012, femicides doubled. Now around 11 women are murdered daily in Mexico solely based on their gender. And the sad reason is because 95% of these cases go unsolved.
Femicide in art. Artists see these issues and choose to use their art as their lens to reflect real life. Their art can be used to raise awareness and inspire people to take action and help give a voice to the people suffering today. Their goal is to spark empathy through their art by arousing discomfort to make it so the viewers can't just turn away and ignore what they're seeing. The main focus of emotionalism is to vividly illustrate moods, feelings, and goals to the viewer.
Elian Chauvet started the Zapatos Rojos project in 2009, which consists of red shoes in public spaces to commemorate the women of Juarez whose lives were tragically taken. Chauvet chose to use the color red to symbolize the bloodshed and violent nature of these acts. She uses emotionalism art to arouse feelings of discomfort and anger in hopes to provoke actions that head towards change and building a safer environment for women. Our next topic is global warming, which is the drastic increase of Earth's surface temperature caused by the emission of fossil fuels into the atmosphere, greenhouse gases, and pollution.
More about the issue. Since the year 1981, the global annual temperature has more than doubled from an increase of 0.13 degrees Fahrenheit per decade to an increase of 0.32 degrees Fahrenheit. This means the planet is hotter than it's ever been. Climate change is caused by the emission of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These pollutants build up and trap heat from the sun and causing an overall increase in planet temperatures. Our transportation, generation of electricity, manufacturing factories, overconsumption, deforestation, and oil development are the leading causes of these pollutants getting released into the atmosphere. Already we are seeing the effects of this dramatic increase in global temperatures. The glaciers are melting, sea levels are rising, animals are becoming endangered, and oceans are warming at such a high rate that most sea creatures are unable to adapt to.
Climate change in art. Climate change art expresses a need for action. The goal of this art is to increase awareness on climate change and educate people on the subject, spark activism, and provoke conversation on the topic. Using art as a medium has proved to make global warming resonate more emotionally with viewers and visually display the effects of climate change in a way that's more understandable to a broader audience. Art tells a story and helps viewers to understand why climate change is happening and what is being affected in the world because of it. Lastly, art gives people hope and can express that although global warming is an increasingly real issue, we have the power to make a difference.
In the Palm of Our Hands by Majine Isaac. Isaac's work focuses on hope. She aims to inspire the viewers of her artwork through positive reinforcement by showing that change is possible. Her artwork represents how our world could look if we took this issue seriously enough. The future of the world is quite literally in the palm of our hands. She takes inspiration from urban agriculture and uses color to arouse feelings of joy and positivity.
Climate Change is Real by Noor Sahan Firdaus. Ferdows's work is representative of the amount of waste technological companies produce and the environmental degradation that comes from that waste. She finds e-waste to create her artwork, and in this piece sculpted a child to show how our actions now will only affect the future generations. The use of technology emphasizes the lack of natural features and look of the child to point out how our world today is more technology than life. Her artwork really speaks volumes because it's not only using real waste, but pointing out how doing nothing about our current environmental standing is selfish and irresponsible.
Gun violence in America. It's a national public health epidemic that exacts a substantial toll on the U.S. society. Gun violence includes homicide, violent crime, attempted suicide, and unintentional death and injury.
More about the issue. Gun-related crime peaked in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Since then, there has been a number of people killed by firearm violence, which is a leading cause of premature death and grew by nearly 43% between 2010 and 2020. In 2023, 42,967 people died in the United States from gun-related injuries. Every day, on average, 106 people die from gun violence. No other high-income country has suffered such a high death toll from gun violence than the United States. There were approximately 390 million firearms in circulation in the U.S. in 2018, or about 120.5 firearms per 100 residents, which increased during the pandemic.
Gun violence expressed through art. Gun violence has become a poignant subject in various forms of artistic expression, serving as a canvas for artists to convey its profound impact on society. Through visual art, such as paintings, drawings, and sculptures, artists depict scenes of tragedy and loss, capturing the emotional toll inflicted by gun violence on individuals and communities. Photographers document the aftermath of shootings and the activism surrounding the issue, creating visual records of its consequences. Performance artists use their craft to explore themes of trauma and resilience, while musicians incorporate lyrics and melodies to address the complexities of gun violence. Filmmakers produce documentaries and video installations that examine its root causes and impact in sparking conversations about prevention and solutions. Street artists utilize public spaces to create murals and graffiti art that amplify the voices of the affected communities and call for change. In each medium, art serves as a platform for individuals to engage with the issue of gun violence, fostering dialogue and advocacy for a safer and more just society.
Keep Us Safe by Floyd Mendoza. Mendoza created this mural in honor of the children lost in the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde shooting. 21 people died at Robb Elementary on May 24, 2022. This artwork will serve as a constant reminder of the work that needs to be done to prevent another tragedy like this from happening. Mendoza used visual elements such as color, form, and symbolism to evoke a powerful emotional response from the viewers. This emotionalism connected with viewers on a sentimental level about the tragedies that happened in America as a result of gun violence. He encourages people to empathize with the victims / their families and experience a heightened sense of emotional engagement with the mural to spread awareness and advocate for a change in gun laws.